is not the way I would have wanted to spend my Valentine's Day. But my wife is very understanding. She said, honey, you go off and do what you need to do and go get it done. You know, Tim Hurston, who you just heard from, who's one of the founders of Friends of the Foundry, he thanked a lot of people, but he didn't thank himself. And I want you to put your hands together to give a big round of shout out and thank you to the Friends of the Foundry. Louder, louder, louder. This is what community power looks like. And this is what city builders look like when we know that we can do better than tearing down Ontario's heritage. Each and every single one of you I know have been talking to your neighbors in this area, to talking to friends and family outside of our riding and Ward Toronto Centre, and I know that the feedback and the opinions coming back to us have been, I can't believe this is happening to you and your community. But they also, I believe, are starting to recognize that it's not just about these 4 buildings, which are very important, but it's also about the way the province and the Premier, this provincial government, has been overriding local planning decisions. We want to be involved. We demand to have a seat at the table. And I know that you are very interested in building affordable housing. Deeply affordable housing. No one is arguing that we are in the middle of a housing crisis. We all recognize that. But it is a false dichotomy to suggest that heritage buildings are standing in the way of progress and development. We can do both. Preserve these beautiful stately heritage buildings and repurpose them for the 21st century with modern amenities, with community spaces, with deeply affordable housing, and perhaps some mixed use condominiums. All of that is possible. It doesn't have to be an either-or proposition. And unfortunately, we have a provincial government who believes that is not the case. We have to do everything we can to get them to follow their own provincial rules. They have broken the law. It is unthinkable that a government can set out rules and regulations, policies that apply to everyone else in the province except them. The City of Toronto is in a contract with the provincial government under the plan of subdivision. There are certain things that they have to do to ensure that these properties are protected, leading with the concept of heritage conservation and preservation. They are in breach of that contract, in breach of a contract with the City of Toronto. We need to be able to enforce that. They are also, the province is in breach. They have failed to follow the obligations set out before them in the Heritage Act, their own Heritage Act. If the province doesn't give a darn about the rules, then why should anybody else? Why should developers care? Why should municipalities care if the province doesn't care? At the heart of this struggle, and I know you know this, is our democratic process. The fact that the St. Lawrence Neighborhood Association had to start a GoFundMe campaign to take the province to court is just shameful. And I know that they are still fundraising. So share their campaign, their fundraising campaign, and make sure that your friends know that a little bit of their support, $5, $10, it makes a huge difference. We're still going to need that. Finally, you all recall that back in October 2020, several ministerial zoning orders were issued. They were issued once again without consultation, without any meaningful notice. And the province upzoned this site without a mention of heritage attributions, without a mention, not a single word that says that they promised to build affordable housing. They just gave us 3 new towers. 3 condominium towers are coming down on this site. And only the shortest building, the tiniest little building, will have 1/3 of it allocated for affordable housing with no definition of affordability. We know better can be done. We know that even 50% is better than 30% of the entire site, not 30% of one small building. So to name this community as NIMBYs, as potentially opponents of affordable housing, is a false dichotomy once again. It is entirely false. This community is inclusive. It values good city building. It values great architecture. It values heritage. And it values affordability, a city that includes everyone. I want to thank all of you for coming out, because our fight is not over, far from it. You have all been stalwarts, standing with us, marching with us, doing everything you can to spread the word. But we know that even when consultation finally begins, and it has to be done in true consultation with the community in the city, we will continue to hold their feet to the fire. And it cannot be that they're going to come and consult with us on 1 or 2 or 3 heritage elements. It can't be that. It will have to be about the preservation of the building, as well as the introduction of new density, which includes deeply affordable housing. I want to thank all of you for being here. You are absolutely wonderful. You give me strength. You give me hope. We can do this together. I want to thank the Green Party leader of Canada, Anna Paul, for being here. I want to thank Friends of Foundry, all of you, and over to Suze Morrison, our member of Provincial Parliament. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Valentine's Day. First and foremost, a special shout out to my husband Trevor in the back, who I dragged down here with me today to spend Valentine's Day with me. There is no better way that I can think to celebrate our Day of Love than to celebrate our love for heritage in the city of Toronto in front of these beautiful, historic, family buildings. I want to give a special shout out to all of the community organizers, all of the folks behind Friends of the Foundry, the St. Lawrence Neighborhood Association for leading the legal fight, and all of our friends at the City of Toronto, standing up shoulder to shoulder, side by side with every single member of this community to defend this neighborhood from Doug Ford's cruel and heartless attacks on heritage in our neighborhood. Thank you to all of you. This is your fight and your win. Let's be clear here. This is about Doug Ford attacking the City of Toronto yet again. This is about Doug Ford coming in with bulldozers and wrecking balls when he should be coming in to consult and talk to the community about how to turn a beautiful heritage building into something that maintains the history of this community and builds affordable housing. It is a